Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to Green Chat. My name is Cleeze, and today we're doing a Pantheon special. Pantheon Patient is today's thing. It's been a bit, so let's get into it. Green Chat. So, yo, what up, dudes? It's been a bit. I missed making videos. I gotta say, thank you for the messages you guys sent. I'm gonna speak more towards the end of the video on this, kind of where I've been, whatever I'm doing, what I'm doing right now. But today I decided to make a Green Chat video, so here we are. Let's get into it and do that stuff, at the end. That stuff at the end. So as you can see, since I've been gone, they've updated their website. Looks nice, huh? Look at that. It goes through the nice little, beautiful looking things. So without further ado, let's jump on over to the forum post, which today's episode covers, which is, it's a general discussion. Are we becoming more Pantheon patient? Who posted this was Lafille, 209 posts. So the post reads, I'm interested in everyone's opinion on this. Do you feel that we, both the community and that at large, are becoming more Pantheon patient? Whatever that means. I'll go first. He's jumping right in there for us, and I'm going to jump in there today too, you know what I'm saying? Yes, I do believe that the community has shown more patience, especially the most recent few months. A few reasons have crossed my mind, but one in particular is that the cadence that VR has established with the community and its engagement. I'm adding words in here. Community engagement. Maybe I shouldn't do that. So VR has established with community engagement, announcements, and content showcases. So basically what VR is putting out every month with their little stuff is making it more Pantheon patient. So there's a few responses in here. None of them are really, groundbreaking. I think this topic has been covered a few times. Hey, look, he jumped in here again. I've been around since the days, but only pledged recently. So Lafille only pledged recently. Okay, some of these guys have pledged for a while ago. Kilson jumps in here and says, no, he doesn't have any proof of people deleting forms. So this thread kind of got a little funky where people were like, oh, VR's covering stuff up. There's the dark web of VR, which there probably isn't. Come on now, right? I mean, just because we're all getting interested in darkness. So, and there's a guy car. There's this guy's car right here. All right. Fanboys everywhere. So basically, that's a good point. So breaks into fanboys everywhere. Basically, are we worried that some people are concerned, some people aren't, some people are patient, some people aren't, and all these groups clash together? And that's what this episode is today is really about, is being Pantheon patient, or are we becoming more Pantheon patient? Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Right? And before I get super into this, remember, I'm a little rusty, so I'm trying to come back into the mindset of doing the old Green Chat. So just be patient with me today, okay? Be patient with me, all right? So starting, I think it would be a good question to ask is, since you've pledged to right now, are you happy with the development you've seen from VR and with Pantheon Rise of the Fallen? Whenever you've pledged, I know everybody, is at different points in their little pledge point. Some of it's been around for a long time. Some of it's not so much, like Lafille here's only pledged recently. But while you're going, while you're listening to me here, or while you're not listening to me, think about that. Since you pledged, are you actually, are you like, oh yeah, I'm satisfied? Or, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not satisfied. Maybe I'm not. So think about that up there when we're going through this. Because later I'm going to ask you some questions, and it's going to, maybe you're going to find yourself in a place of deep thought, You never know. So I went back and reviewed a lot of the videos people put out, like Basgrim and really just Basgrim. And then some other individuals put out, like, this is what's happened over 2020 and 2021 with Pantheon Rise of Fallen. And I got to say, I wasn't, like, blown away, Like, I wasn't like, oh, that's terrible. Like, this is destined. This is a desert of nothing is being done, versus like, wow, that's really impressive. This is amazing. I'm very, this is good. I'm woohoo. There's those two spots, and that's kind of where everybody's at. There's nobody in the middle going like, not bad, but could you have done better? Maybe, a little concerned. But what am I concerned about, right? What should I be concerned about? So let's just say it didn't blow me away. I wasn't like, whoa. It's just, that's where I think the Pantheon patient comes in. You know, just, you're kind of like, oh yeah, it looks good. Keep going. Looks like you still got a long to go. Let's keep going, baby. And I wrote this one out. So I kind of summarized my thoughts. I wrote it out. And if I had to describe or to summarize my impressions, it would be along the lines that VR has pipelined their systems, upgraded the already perceived experience to a degree into a fresher, cleaner, more playable look, along with upgrading their tools to greatly provide a boon to their productive process. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to do with a robot, but it really makes it feel good about it. And given the looks of other games out there, I don't disagree with this path that they've taken, the decisions they've made so far. Personally, I don't really have a lot of issue with that. Know what I'm saying? Personally, because it makes sense. But some people do. They're like, I don't care about graphics. Just make the game, dude. Put it out there. But, and here's the big but, but nothing really jumps out at me as like new, since I've been around, or since I stopped making videos. It kind of feels like the same thing, but better. We watched streams back in like 2017, I think maybe, that were like not really, wasn't put together real well, but it looked good. And then it kind of just looks like that, but better, So it feels like the same stuff, just better, right? So like, you don't feel like a lot's been done from my perspective. I don't work there, which clearly impacts my perception. And then what I see online, I've got to go off of that. And obviously we're going to scrutinize it, right? Right? I hope so. But at times it feels like this community is a bit inside of a vacuum, kind of not wanting to compare Pantheon Rise of the Fallen to other games, which I kind of get to a degree, but at the same time they do. And with that, I think the way we look at Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, its development, all that stuff, kind of gives a weird limitations on how we actually like measure its success right now. Because some people are like, this is worthless, and some people are like, this is gold. It's pure vine gold from the deepest vine in the village, where we vine things with gold. So kind of it's polarized. There we go. And I guess that is, ladies and gentlemen, the rub. The community is following the game, expecting updates on a monthly basis because VR put that out there. They created this because they thought it would help them with development and getting more money to develop. And the effect of that kind of puts us at a weird spot. We get monthly updates. It puts VR in a weird spot to try to wow us every month, and it puts us in a weird spot to be wowed, and it puts us in a weird spot to intermingle with these expectations. And we've had conversations like this before, and we will likely have conversations like this again. People should probably be conversing about this more in a more critical manner. I feel like there's either stuff out. I could have sworn I've said this before. There's people out there who are like, "Oh, it's all good, bro," and then there's people out there who are like, well, a lot of people are like, they're gone. But all that remains is just the positive messengers, right? There's not a lot of like critiquing messengers or messengers of doom and gloom, But who wants that? Who wants that anymore? We just want to come here and listen to good stuff, right? Nothing gloomy up in this joint. So really what it comes down to is being productive. Are they being productive or not? And I think a weird thing about being productive is your perception of it. So sometimes people perceive action as being productive versus yielding a result is being productive. Sometimes sitting there doing nothing, waiting for more information is more productive than... I just realized my mic might have been off this whole time. But it looks like it's on. Right? That would be productive. Making this whole video without the mic, that would be freaking sweet. But anyways, right? So doing nothing could be, in some cases, more productive. And an example of that is like you come to a fork in the road, and you've got two people with you, or not with you. There's two people walking down a road. They come to a fork. One goes right, like, this has got to be the right way. Good decision. I'm making good choices. Yeah, here I go. He runs a mile down the road. And then the other dude, just sits there and waits and meditates. And then a strange sign from somewhere comes maybe a loudspeaker saying, you should have gone left. And then the guy goes left, right? And he's like, oh, here we are, I'm good. And then the guy went right. He's like, darn, he's got to backtrack, right? So yeah, he's taking action. He's trying to be decisive. He's trying to move the ball forward. Boom, wrong direction. Now he's behind. So is being productive just means you're doing things, right? I could do this for the whole video. Does that make this video productive? Probably. Excuse me. And I think this a little bit was on display during development. VR kind of went in one direction, and they kind of had to change directions and kind of backtrack and change their pipelines. And this is, there's this discussion about technical stuff, which we, the audience, really are like, what the? And they're trying to display to us what it means, but we don't get it because we're not, we're not developers. But we kind of get it. We kind of get this feeling of like, oh, that looks good. That feels good about that. But, it almost feels like if I had to characterize it in a layman's terms, is they went the wrong direction and they had to change directions. And I'm sure during development in any video game, this is something that happens. I mean, when you in my work, in my regular job, I can just crack into that for a second. That stuff happens all the time. You go in one direction, you're like, it's going great. And then you're like, shoot, now we got to completely redo it. Let's restart. I mean, not completely redo it. And there's a truck outside, but this is like just whatever. But yeah, that stuff happens. But it feels like that's what went down with VR. And I think some people feel like, wow, they are not being very productive because they made some mistakes, because those things are on display, because we get monthly little updates, or bi-monthly or tri-monthly or monthly, So, And really, at the end of the day, I think those decisions they made led to them making a better game. That's my impression, But still, people think it's the opposite. That's the way I think. I mean, I'm reading this form thing over here, and let's do that right over here. A lot of these people in here are like, okay. I mean, many of us recognize that even if we feel impatient, it will do no good to the game development or the community. If we post comments here, that could be taken as negative. Like, why would we post negative comments? Then, Big Dog Chris, 1,291 posts. I remember the day in late 2013 when Brad posted on Twitter about this Kickstarter. So yeah, I've been patient, bro. The game will either release or it won't. And even if it does release, there is no guarantee I will like it. No matter how happy or mad I get about things, that changes zero with the process. So I just take in the stride, and whatever happens will happen. That's pretty much the definition of a pacifist. Then we got XR here, 315 posts. I am just over it. At this point, years, I want the game to be creative and simply want to see development, progression, and play. The thing is, at a certain point in the game's development, we have talked about almost everything imaginable. At that point, I figured most simply check the forums for one or two posts every few weeks and call it a day. So both of them got kind of, everybody's got a point in this situation, but yeah, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Do you just get impatient? Do you get patient? But this is where we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going for just a little bit longer. Okay, a little bit longer. All of this tension, I think, is kind of generated for the need of VR moving the ball forward. They got to convince you to pledge, to get money to develop. And then the excitement you get out of that is you watch vlogs or, for a couple of months and you're like, wait a minute, and then you look back a little bit and you're like, do. And you're like, hey, this might actually happen. I think I should do something about this because I just invested. I'm part of I should do something. I'm going to post stuff and get worried and engage. And then people take that as you being negative. And then some people really are negative, like, this game's never going to happen. It sucks. This game's thumbs down, and I just pledged. Like, what? Which maybe they're frustrated. And so with that, VR gets your money. They move the ball down the field, and they kindly ask you to have a seat and then wait patiently in their waiting room for a couple years, So what's going to happen with those people? Some people are not going to be cool with that. And they're going to kind of see behind the curtain of how this machine works. And they're going to figure out that they've made an investment, a business investment, to a degree, for personal pleasure, right? And a video game that is being developed. And it kind of removes the magic from it for a lot of us. And they didn't like that. They don't like that. Some people can't handle that. Some people can't handle looking behind the curtain and be like, man, I don't like what I see back here. You know, what you guys been working on? Why don't we keep looking at the same spot? Why don't we look over here or look over there? You know what I'm saying? What are you guys doing? You got those people. Then you got other people going like, hey, buddy, oh, yeah. You got those people that like, they like order something from a store and they're getting food to go or something, and they just sit there and wait patiently. And they go like, excuse me, sir, ma'am, my food, yeah. No, they got those guys who are like, what the fuck, man, give me food? And you got those other people that sit there and just wait. It'll eventually happen. I'll get my food, right? Yeah. Yeah. And then they whip out their phone and they're like, and then, and they're still there right now. So that's a problem. But I think legitimately some of us worry, that no matter how many tools or how many updates or how much they modernize their systems or what they do of bringing efficiency to their workflow, to increase productivity, to make the product better, to make it more pipeline, to make it more of these things, to make it more relevant, to all these different things. This is another problem with being productive, is you can constantly try to position yourself to be as most productive as possible. But if the game doesn't make it to alpha or beta, and I think, some of the recent vlogs or live streams that I watch with Chris Perkins, you can kind of feel this when they speak, is if it doesn't make it to alpha or beta or any of these things, it won't really matter because it won't be a game. Because you can get to a point where you position yourself forever and then you run out. You run out of steam. We run out of steam. They run out of steam. Everyone, because working in this environment too can't be easy either. Because you're actively engaging with us it's got to be interesting. You got to come up with stuff monthly almost. Like it's a challenge. And sometimes, what if 1 week you make just some decisions and you don't really, you're not confident about them, but you got to come on here and be like, yeah, we're doing this, it's going good, and we're feeling good about it. And then, later you're like, man, I don't feel good about saying that. I wish I could have just not done that this month and just waited to see how it would turn out. Because now I feel like I'm dedicated to that direction. Like the guy that turned right on that fork in the road. Interesting. So with all that, ask yourselves, since you've pledged, are you happy with what VR has done? I'd really be interested to hear what you have to say. I don't know if I'm even telling you what I think. I mean, am I happy with it? I'd like to hear what you think, though. Comment below. Throw some comments in there. Be like, yo, dude, you suck. You post a video once every 2 years. You could comment that, too. Whatever you want to do. I like to read it. So, yeah, comment to see what you think, how it's going, what they're doing. You won't be, I can't promise you nobody will be like, but, if you're not happy with it, you should say it somewhere. And if you are happy with it, you should say that somewhere too. And if you're just medium about it, you're that guy waiting for his food, you probably won't say anything because you'd be like, you're not watching this video because you're waiting for your food still. But still, I'd like to hear where you're at, because I don't think, you go on the forums and it kind of like it's like an echo chamber, almost like a vacuumy echo chamber of who knows what's anymore. And I think objectively, anyone who's like, what the heck, or WTF, kind of has a point at this point. I think they have, they have a point to say that. But do they honor themselves, right? If they're super hyper negative, and I think that's what that one guy was kind of reaching for. If what you're saying is not going to help anybody but satiate your need to vent, maybe a public forum isn't the best place for that. Given the idea that this is Pantheon Rise of Fallen, maybe there's some space for that. But being like like a dick, being a dick, don't be a dick. Pretty much. I mean, you go in there and be like, I think you guys are doing a terrible job. I would like to see more. Or I would like to see less and more meaningful updates longer. Like, stop updating me every month. Wait 3, update me. So you guys aren't, whatever. Some kind of feedback, because they don't get much. I mean, maybe they do. Maybe they do get a lot of negative feedback. But I don't think it's a lot of like, it's a lot of emotional feedback. It's not like hey, what you're doing is making me angry, so stop. They get that. Versus like, hey, I really like you guys doing your monthly things, but maybe you should go back to the newsletter and then have only a thing every 3 months, but have it more like less to do with like picture book stuff. Like showing me how the trees change and how like the graphics or there's new weapons, or maybe spend more time explaining to me, a person who doesn't understand much about game development, if you want me to bite off on what you're doing. But then again, maybe they're doing this to get more people invested in it. That's the thing. Are they doing these for potential pledges, or are they doing that for the pledgees, right? So it's interesting. It's something you got to think about. And then conversely, having people around that maintain almost a painful amount. I have like a strange light thing, but sorry, anybody listen to that? Wow. But have like a painful amount of Pantheon patience, right? Like myself. And some of yours truly out there. Definitely a good thing. Probably the best thing this game has ever experienced, to be honest with you, because it's what's making it possible. I'm not going to lie. It's probably what's, you're over there giving it like life support, like, the Pantheon, the dudes that are like whatever. However, there's another caveat to these dudes. A lot of us patient dudes kind of discount those with concerns. We're like, don't worry about it. You're not part of you got to be, if you're not able to commit, then you don't matter to me, right? Even though you might have good ideas and good points and totally rational, right? So everybody, right? Both sides. Like, I feel like we've had this conversation before, but now it's like advanced more. It's way deeper. We've moved deeper. And in a sense, this game's almost like, I feel like Pantheon Rise of Fallen, it's almost like a game like, I was talking to a dude recently about Fallout New Vegas. I'm not a big Fallout New Vegas guy, but apparently that game came out. It wasn't anything big. It didn't look great. It didn't, I tried it and I was like, this game sucks. And some people out there love it. There's like a community of people that like love that game to death. And it's enough, right? And that's what they need to hit. That's what Pantheon Rise of Fallen needs to hit. It needs to bridge that position and get that. I think they kind of got that right now. They got these Pantheon patient goofballs. Who are they? And that's what is going to create that success. I mean, even if this game does come out and it's like a half bag of a mess, I really think some of us will keep playing it, keeping it on life support to the end for it to become a great game. I believe that. Even if it launched tomorrow and it looked like a bag of rocks and it didn't work right at all, people would be like, they'd still log on and be like, let's make this better, So I guess really what we need to all ask ourselves is how Pantheon patient you want to be. And I think the more we understand why we get fed up with each other, with this game's development, with the pledge system, with the way they're trying to always get more pledgers in there when they're just going to be sidelined in a couple of months, the easier it will be for us to get back to enjoying what we liked about or loved about this game in the first place with each other. And some of us, I think right now, just seriously, if you've been waiting around for like 5 years, you need to take a break, man. Get out of here. Just kidding. I think it's like 5 years. I think I'm at like 5 years now. But anyway, I mean, seriously, like a lot of us have been waiting a long time and it creates pressure and you got to take a break. You got to take a break. And that's good. The game is going to keep going without you. You did your contribution. Keep it going. Don't get negative. Don't get your hearts down. Down. All right, I don't know why I'm being so weird. Man, this is so weird. Whew. It's been a while since I did a group chat, all right? Because at the end of the day, I think we're all fighting like cats. We're all fighting like cats. Or we're just like, just getting all like, fighting like ninja cats with each other. Over Pantheon Rise of Fallen on the forums. Very polarized. Whatever. Is this video going to do anything with that? No. But I saw it and I made it. That's it. So Pantheon patience. That's it. That's going to wrap up Pantheon patience. So really it's all about getting back to caring about each other, finding the roots at which first brought us together, which is the game we enjoy. Not the business of producing the game we enjoy. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed what you saw. I obviously would like to post more. I have not posted in a long time. I'm going to do that when I can, and right now I could do it. So I did it. And this part, I'm going to kind of shift gears. Just talk only about green chat. Because some of you guys posted, sent me some messages like way long after I stopped posting. And I just wanted to say thank you. That was really sweet. To give you a little background, I went through some stuff. I just couldn't do this at all anymore. I got to spot, people get into spots in their life. I do this for fun, and I couldn't do it at all. And I sold my computer. I did all sorts of weird stuff. I got real serious. There's still Pantheon Rise to Fall in the background. Or maybe I made my face big. Let's see what I do when I edit this. But yeah, I just want to say I appreciate it. I obviously have a computer again. I got another computer. But yeah, I had to make some choices, and kind of took me away from logging into things. It sounds like I almost had like a serious like midlife crisis, which really wasn't the case. I just needed to change priorities in my focus for a little while to hit the grinder, so they say. And now I'm at a space where I feel freer or more capable of doing these things, like less stress, feels better. So at the end of the day, again, this is just for the guys that, if you sent me messages, or anybody who just watched this video for real, because I think it's cool that you check this out. I just want to say thanks. It meant a lot to me that you guys sent me those messages like a year and a half later. Like, you're like, hey, how you doing, bro? You all right over there? Like, give me a break, man. That's funny. Anyways, that's it, guys. Thank you from over here. And whenever you're watching this, have a good day. Have a good day. All right? I'll talk to you later.